Today in this session we are going to discuss about the keys in the DBMS. So keys are nothing but these are used to provide the consistency to your data. So that is nothing but what? For example, whenever we go outside, what we use? We use to make a lock and key. Yes or no to home? That means what? To provide the security. Yes or no? And similar manner to provide the security, we use keys, right? Not only providing of security, you need to have the data consistency manner. The data should not be same for the same details. For example, two students are there, they having the same hall ticket number, so they may get confused or not. If you write 101 one question paper, 101 another person the same question paper they write, so lecturer will confuse 101 is belongs to which student. So what we have to make, we have to make sure that every student must and should have different hall ticket number to recognize the student. Yes or no? Similarly, whatever the data we have in the database, that should not have a confusion. So to avoid that confusion, we use keys so that that key identifies each and every row differently. Clear? Keys plays an important role in the relational database. So keys are most important in the relational database. It is used to uniquely identify any record or row of data from the table. It is also used to establish and identify the relation between the tables. Okay, consider an example. I'll tell you with an example. Here we have a student table, right? Wait a minute. Okay, I'll draw here only. For example, we have student table here, right? So in the student table, what we have in student table, ID is used as a key because it is unique for each student. That means what? For example, for this student table, I have ID and name and marks of the student. So this id column attribute, so this id column attribute, I say that this is the key. So with the help of this key, you can identify each and every row in a table uniquely. Unique means what? Nobody should have same value. So this is id number 1, the student number is a, the marks are 10, consider. Next, student number 2, the name is A, the marks are 10. Student number 3, the name is B, the marks are say 20. So what is we are doing here? Even though the name and marks of the students are same, but we can identify the student with the help of the ID. So rule number 1 or rule number 2. So whatever the column names may be same, father name may be same, date of birth may be same, okay, student name may be same, age may be same, gender may be same, anything may be same for a particular students, but id should be changed for every student. So that means with the help of the id, we are going to identify the complete row of a table, so that we call it as a key. Clear? Now that means what? So in person table, so come considering one more table person. So he has passport number, license number, SSNR, keys since they are unique for each person. For example, consider for a person table is there. So for person table, I am going to write the column names as passport number. So passport number is different for every people. License number is different for every people. SSN is different for every people. That means, so these persons have unique passport numbers, unique license numbers, unique SSNs. That means wherever you need a unique term, that we call it as a key. So with the help of that key, we are going to identify the particular row in a table. Clear? So you understand the use of key? Now, we have different types of keys. So the keys are first the primary key, next the candidate key, then the super key, then the foreign key. So this primary key is subset or equals to the candidate key. This candidate key is subset or equals to the super key. So this foreign key is different. Now what is mean by subset? What is mean by these keys? We'll come to know. Here, first we'll discuss about the primary key. So, primary key is nothing but it is a key in a table which is uniquely identifies each row, that we call it as a primary key column. For the first key which is used to identify one and only one instance of an entity uniquely. So wherever you need uniqueness, uniqueness means what? Identifying with the different persons. An entity can be contain multiple keys as we saw in a person table. Now consider the employee table. So in this employee table, what we have? Employee ID we have, employee name we have, employee address we have, passport number, license number, SSN. So out of all these, so which are the unique? Employee name may be same for two employees, employee's address may be same for two employees, but employee ID is different, passport number is different, license number is different, SSN is different for each and every employee. Yes or no? So out of unique attributes, I'm taking only one, that is related to organization. This email ID given by a organization, that key attribute we call it as the primary key. Clear? The key which is most suitable from those lists become a primary key. So in this table, this identifies uniquely. These three also identifies the rows in your table uniquely. But which is the approximate one to take? Employee ID is the approximate one to take as a primary key. In an employee table, ID can be primary key since it is a unique for each employee. In employee table, we can also even select license number, passport number as a primary key since they are also unique. For each entity, section of the primary key is based on the requirement and the developers. That means what? According to our organization rules, we can take passport number as also primary key, license number also primary key, SSN also primary key, employee ID also a primary key. But according to the organization wish, they are going to choose the primary key. So they are choosing employee ID as the primary key. So why? For example, they are starting employee numbers with 101. Next employee number is 102. Next employee number is 103. So all these are what? All these are the IDs of the employees. So these IDs given by whom? This ID is given by their organization so that they will be in a order. For example, if this organization considers the passport number as a primary key, so what will happen? So passport number will be taken by these different people at any time. Yes or no? So the number may be not simple like this ID which is given by the organization. So it depends upon the organization rules to take which key as the primary key. Clear? Now next we go for the next key. That is the candidate key. So candidate key is nothing but a candidate key is an attribute or set of an attributes which can uniquely identify a tuple is called as a candidate key. So candidate key is nothing but in a primary key, what you are doing? In primary key, only one attribute you are making as the primary key. Like we did, employee ID is the primary key here. But whereas a candidate key is nothing but set of attributes. Set of attributes means what? This is one attribute, 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 this is one attribute. By combining one or more attributes, make a key which is going to identify uniquely the rows of a table is called as the candidate key. So see here, in this example, employee ID, I am considering passport, license number and SSN. Three columns togetherly identifies the employee name. For example, if I give a passport number and I'm calling that, call the person who is having this passport number 101 or 1001. So we are going to the staff room and we are saying, we are announcing, so 1001 passport number, whose employee's passport number is 1001, come to office chamber. So that means with the help of the passport number also we can identify, and by saying passport number and license number also we can identify the employee. By using passport number, license number, SSN also we can identify the particular employee. That means combination of attributes, combination of attributes are going to identify each row in a table is called as the candidate key. Clear? The remaining attributes except for the primary key are considered as a candidate key. The candidate key are as strong as the primary key. So your primary key and candidate key both are same, but primary key will be applicable for only one attribute, whereas a candidate key will be applicable to more than one attribute. It may be 2, it may be 3, or it may be 4 attributes. Next, for example, in the employee table, ID is best suited for the primary key. The rest of the attributes like SSN, passport number, and license number, etc., are considered as candidate key. So this employee ID is what? This employee ID is primary key. Shortly we can write as PK. But these three togetherly also can identify the employee name. So these three uniquely identifies the employee name. So these three attributes we calling as the candidate key, but combination of attributes. Clear? Next is the super key. So super key is nothing but it also one of the primary key, one of the candidate key, but it is the compared to the primary key and candidate key, super keys has more number of attributes. See here, super key is a set of attributes which can be uniquely identify a tuple. Super key is the superset of a candidate key. So let me explain you with the example. So in the above example of employee table, from employee ID and employee name, the two employees can be the same, but their employee cannot be the same. Hence, this combination can also be a key. So the super key would be employee ID and employee ID and employee name. So consider the previous example. So in this example, I am making a key by using two keys. So that is with employee ID, employee name. So togetherly, I am saying that this is the super key. Super key is nothing but what? For example, there is a employee 101. His name is A, right? His designation is clerk. Say. Now another employee is there 102. His name is B. He is a attender. There is one more employee 103. His name is also A. He is also a clerk, right? He is also a clerk. Now this only if you consider this employee ID, this will be the primary key. So this will be the primary key. But I can also identify the persons by using two things. One is employee ID, one is name. By combining these two also, you can identify each row. Yes or no? See, 101A here, 103 A here. So both are different or not? So again, if you have anywhere the name as A, there may be the 105. Say consider. So the name of the employee may be same, but by combining these two also, what you are able to understand? By combining these two attributes also, you are identifying each row individually. So such keys are called as super keys. That means super keys can be assumed by own. That means by considering one of the primary key with any other attribute of the column. So that we call it as a super key. So we can also consider the super key as employee ID and passport number also super key. Employee ID, license number also super key. Employee ID, SSN also super key. But minimal super key is called as the candidate key. So that means for one table, we can have any number of super keys. But out of that, minimum minimum number of attributes are combined, so that that combination of attributes are called as candidate keys. So out of that, only one will be the primary key. Clear? Now, I'm giving an example. This is a student table, right? So in this student table, we have student IDs, name of the students, then phone number of the student, then Aadhaar number of the student, right? And group of the student. Clear? So the ID number is 1, the name of the student is A, phone number is some 1, 2, 3, 4. Say Aadhaar number is 101111 something, and group is MPC. Say group is MPC. Now I have second student details. The name is B. So phone number is different, 768 something, and other number is 121. Consider. So same group MPC. So if I have again another name, 3, the same name, phone number is also same, 1234. That means if the both fathers are the same, so same mobile number they can give. Yes or no? At home only one phone is there. There are students, two students are there. Twins consider. Father name may be same, address may be same, phone number may be same. But Aadhaar number is different, ID is different. Clear? Now, Aadhaar number is 11 something, group is also MPC. Now here, what will be the primary key, what will be the candidate key, what will be the super key? Now primary key will be student ID is the primary key. Clear? Now first let me explain you the super key. In this we can have the super keys like ID and name. Togetherly you can identify as a super key, and ID, phone number is also a super key, ID, Aadhaar is also a super key, and ID and group is also a super key. That means by combining the primary key with any of the attributes, we can define that is as a super key. So here how many number of super keys we have for this table? There are 4 super keys. Out of these 4 super keys, which is the minimum requirement, that we call it as a candidate key. So candidate key is like a ID and Aadhaar number. So by combining these two, you can identify that. So by combining Aadhaar and phone number, that means by combining Aadhaar and phone number also you can identify. So that is the candidate key. Super keys are ID name, ID phone number, ID Aadhaar card, ID group. So all these are the super keys. So primary key is 1. Super key is any number of super keys. Out of the any number of super keys, minimum one is we considered as the candidate key. So that's only I'm writing here. So primary key is subset to candidate key is subset to super key. So that means if a key is super key, that may be candidate key, that may be primary key. But vice versa is not possible. All primary keys are super keys? No. All candidate keys are super keys? No. Clear? Understood? That means super key is nothing but what? Combination of keys. Clear? All super keys are not candidate keys. All super keys are not primary keys. But primary key is also a super key. Candidate key is also a super key. But vice versa is not possible. Clear? Next we discussed about the foreign key. So foreign key is nothing but foreign means what? Other country. We have a relation with other country people. Yes or no? Similarly, one table have a relation with the other table is called as the foreign key attribute. Consider here in an organization there is a employee table, there is a department table. Okay, so this employee table having some attributes like employee ID, employee name, passport number, license number, SSN, in which department he is working, that particular ID I am writing here, that we call it as a department ID. So for example, say department person name is A, so he have different values, his ID is 101. So computer department, so computer department ID is C1. So what we write here? So 101 is employee A. He works in a computer department. So department ID value is what? 101. So that means what? This employee is working in a department 101. So this 101 where will be available this value? In the department table. That means here we have a relation between employee table and department table by using one of the key of this table in the this table. So this department ID is different for every department. Computer C1 department, electronics E1 department ID, for physics P1 is a department ID, for the maths M1 is a department ID. So C1, E1, G1, P1, all these are what? Different IDs. ID is nothing but what? Different names, different things. So this department ID is the primary key for this department table. So this primary key of the one of the table is acting as a foreign key in another table. So this department ID in this table is called as the foreign key. So this is a main important topic. So one of the primary key of the one table will act as a foreign key in another table. Clear? So అంటే ఇక్కడ ఒకవేళ వాల్యూ డిలీట్ అయిన ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ద వాల్యూ ఇస్ డిలీటెడ్ హియర్ సో దిస్ వాల్యూ ఆల్సో బి డిలీటెడ్ దేర్ వై బికాస్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ చేంజింగ్ హియర్ C1 as consider as CS1, so here also it should be changed as what? CS1 only. Clear? So primary key of one table will act as a foreign key in another table when the two tables are in a relation. Clear? Foreign keys are the columns of the table which is used to point the primary key of another table. So in this employee table, this department ID is what? This department ID is foreign key. This foreign key is the primary key of other table. So primary key of which table? This department table is the primary key. So in a company, every employee works in a specific department, and employee and department are two different entities. So we cannot store the information of the department table in the employee table. For example, in this employee table only, I want to include department. So can it possible? So employee having different columns, but department having different columns. So we cannot combine these two details. Consider in our college, student table is separate, staff table is separate, but because attributes of student are separate, attributes of staff are separate. Staff will consist of what? Staff ID, staff name, staff subject. Student, student name, student ID, student mark, student group, student section, student other. Yes or no? So columns are different, so we cannot merge the data. Yes or no? Similarly, we'll separate the tables, and whatever the relation is there, we maintain with the help of the primary key and foreign key. So we add the primary key of the department table, that is department ID, as a new attribute in the employee table. So primary key of this department ID we are adding into the employee table as a foreign key. Now in the employee table, department ID is known as the foreign key, and both these tables are related. Clear? So this is about the keys.